What's up guys, welcome back to another story time. The last one received really good feedback off of the video rather than on the video, and as much as I appreciate that, I also would love to hear back on the video from you guys, whether you enjoyed it. I mean, I've had many questions asking, did this actually happen? Yes, it did. And if there is any other questions, please leave them in the comments down below about that on this video, whatever you want, because I will be sure to answer them, and I will be checking back on the comments every single day. If not, be sure to tweet me or tweet at on my news channel, on my news Twitter, which is in the link in the description. There's a link in the description below on the DM, and I'm sure that Joey or me, whoever's on the page at that time, will answer you. But let's get into it. So, in the spirit of Halloween and all of the theme parks with a lot of different things happening, with like Halloween, Scarefest, I don't know, at Alton Towers or haunted houses in America and all of that stuff, I thought it would be interesting to tell you a very interesting Halloween story. Now, a couple of years ago, I was working in a theme park, which I can't name for legal reasons, the Thorpe Park. But, yeah, if you didn't get that, it was Thorpe Park. Anyway, yeah, I was working in the theme park on a Friday night, and of course everyone in the staff gets involved. They sort of all get makeup put on and look all scary and stuff like that, along with all different things. And of course you've got the actors running around and all the different horror mazes open. Well, on this one particular occasion, everyone on park that's part of staff gets a radio or a walkie-talkie, whatever you want to call it, for, I don't know, safety reasons. And this is where I get the weirdest ever call come through. I hear a call come through that says, any available units, please respond. So, naturally, I pick up my walkie-talkie and I radio through my call sign, followed by receiving. Once I've said receiving, they say code red Blair Witch Maze. Now, the Blair Witch Maze in Thorpe Park is probably the least scariest one there is. I mean, on their ratings of them, it's like a very 2-star rating compared to all the others, which are like 4 or 5 stars on Scare Factor on how they rate it. So with the code red being called, which, if I didn't explain already, is a major incident, I have to pretty much drop everything that I was doing and head over to the Blair Witch Maze to find out what the code red was, or getting any information I can. So when I get to the Blair Witch Maze, after being told that someone has ventured off of the course into the forest, and there's a high chance they're heading towards the river, and of course it's very dark, I am walking through this maze in all of my high-vis gear, looking like a complete idiot, and looking really out of place, but I had to anyway. Whilst all these guests are getting jumped out and scared and freaked out by all these actors, I'm walking through, sticking out like a sore thumb, and trying to work out where someone could have ventured off. Eventually I come across this, like, fallen down panel of just wood, which was supposed to be a fence, I'm guessing, but I don't know, it was just falling down and there was no other panels around it. So I thought, I'll walk down there. Continuing to walk down there, all the indigenous animals of the Thorpe Park Island, just like, I don't know, like birds and stuff, just making really weird noise. It was very creepy, and I'm there in high-vis gear with a torch, calling out, hello, is there any guests there? I swear to God, I must have looked like the freakiest person on the entire island. Eventually some colleagues turn up, and, well, from there, a lot of us searching for this one person who we weren't even sure whether they would be conscious or not, because it was a code red called. Side note, because I don't work there no more, I'm allowed to say this, but if you ever speak to anyone on the island, they will probably try and deny it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Because if you're unaware of Thorpe Park or where the Blair Witch Maze is, there used to be a train that would run from a part of the island to the theme park. It'll be like a farm, and then there'll be the theme park, and there was a train that goes there, and the Blair Witch is along the train track. But next to the train track, there's a bit of river that sort of, there's a few ditches to stop it from overflowing onto the island, and then there's like then there's a lake that goes around it. Now, coming to these ditches is where we found the person, and they'd fallen down a ditch in quite a dramatic fashion, considering that when we found them they were unconscious and they had been reported missing earlier in the day. The person looked to be about 16 years of age and was unresponsive. So of course the first thing we do is call for an ambulance. But when we get down there, we find this person's... Now this is where it gets gruesome, so if you're really, really squeamish, I suggest not listening to the next part and skipping ahead for about, I don't know, say 30 seconds, because I won't go into too much detail, but you have been warned. Okay, so this person's foot was backwards, and their arm was twisted in a position that I never thought, and they had blood pouring from one eye, to put it bluntly, which is a thing that is hard to go through when you... It's one of the reasons why I left. It's one of the reasons why I didn't go back for a second year in a row. I come back 2 years later after all of this, but yeah, it was honestly one of the worst things ever. But I just want to. But the main reason for this story time is not to tell you probably the most interesting story I have, or the most disgusting, or the most disturbing, or the most interesting, or even the most likely or relatable. It's to say Halloween is a scary time, and if you're not careful, bad things can happen, especially with these clowns around. Now, it's not really my place to say, but if you're going out this Halloween, be safe, be safe, have fun, and try not to venture off into paths you're unaware of, because it could end you up in a pretty bad place. Now, this person is now okay, thankfully, but at the time, it was very unlikely. So, Halloween miracles as well. But that's all I really have to say. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, guys.